Opinion writers are weighing in. Joe, you point to Ann Coulter's latest column, and you think it's important.
I heard Pat Buchanan at the 6 o'clock hour saying the same thing. Anybody that understands how the conservative movement runs, how the Republican Party runs, there are columnists that people listen to. Ann Coulter is one of them on the hard right. And when Ann Coulter starts coming out criticizing Republican foreign policy that you can date back to George W. Bush's second inaugural address, a Wilsonian foreign policy, you know a real debate's about to begin in the Republican Party. The party has been the party of endless wars now for the past 5, 6, 7 years, with George W. Bush promising to export democracy across the globe and, quote, end tyranny across the globe. The debate's begun. You know, for too long, you've had John McCain and you've had Bill Kristol, Lindsey Graham, and Joe Lieberman define what it meant to be a Republican when it came to foreign policy, when in fact, historically, the Republican Party has usually been for restraint. They've been accused of being isolationists in the past. Now it seems like a small group of people want to fight every war at every corner of the planet, and it's just not good for the party. This was a very important op-ed that Ann Coulter wrote yesterday.
Pat?
I think it's extremely important. Ann Coulter is probably the most popular, and she's not in the New York Times or Washington Post, columnist among an awful lot of regular conservatives and Republicans. And I'll say this, if you got Ann Coulter, you got Joe Scarborough, you got Tony Blankley, you got George Will, you got Pat Buchanan, you got Ron Paul, you got the Libertarians, all these folks and some of the traditionalist old right folks are saying we've got to stop this interventionist foreign policy. They've been fighting for a long time. We are 2 years out from an election. I think Republicans will be united and together and won't debate this before November. But you come March and April when they're going into Iowa and New Hampshire, there will be anti-war conservatives in the Republican primaries, in my judgment. People making this case, and the division in the Republican Party will engender, I think, sort of a fine gold division in the Democratic Party.
But Pat, but this is my question.
Right?